Hi, I'm Pauline Phoon from Singapore. I'm an artist who usually use ink and paper, but this time around at ANIMA MUNDI, I'm presenting a glass piece of work. Okay, if you look at here, there's 4 layers of low iron glass and mirror. Okay, and within it you will see that there are different mixed processes that we have put in. Okay, and there is the pearl-looking glass that's right here, and then there's also some film that we put in. So a whole lot of mixed processes to produce this. And if you're wondering what this represents, it is a vision that I have about a new heaven and a new earth. So when you talk about, if you watch Hollywood movies, there's lots of movies that talk about the end, catastrophic ending that many people will just go like, oh wow, and it puts a lot of fear in our hearts. So when I think about vision, I just one question: is that the end for mankind? Do we just live and then everything just kind of cease to exist, or everyone just disappear? And I think this is an existential question that a lot of us need to ask ourselves as well. And how do we find answers for this? Is it just science? Science tells us how predict how it will end, but then what next? So I think for me, to find an answer for that, I went back to my faith. I'm brought up a Christian, so first thing, I went back to the Bible and I flipped to the last chapters. Literally, what's the end, And I realized that when I look at the end said something that's very different from what Hollywood actually presented. So I looked and I was going like, wow, it's actually a very beautiful ending. It's an ending that has no end, if you can put it that way. So it is true that our current world is going to fade away. I think global warming and everything else, we know that the earth is dying. So then in that new heaven and the new earth, as you can see in this B infinity piece of work, it is a cube. It's no longer round. The earth is round, we all know that, but this new world is going to be a cube and it's going to last forever. And if you look at a cube, it is a perfect shape for infinity. Okay, that's why this piece is called B infinity. There is infinite possibilities, positive possibilities in this world. And if you look at that, it also describes that there's a river of life in there, and it flows and there's no sea. So the only way I can interpret it is that it is circular. The river just keeps flowing and it feeds itself. And you can find that river here in the blue strip that goes around. And I think some of you may hear of this story about the pearly gates in heaven. And there are actually 12 pearl gates that I read in there. And I found the glass that actually look like pearl, and I have them represented here. So 9 strips of pearl glass. And the beautiful thing is there's going to be streets of gold, and then there will be precious stones that's going to line the streets, the walls and foundations. So it's no longer going to be cement, which most of our, at least from Singapore, our buildings are made from cement, most of them. So there's no longer be cement buildings. It's just going to be precious stones building, which means it's going to be just so reflective and refractive. So it's basically the reason why I actually chose glass to represent this vision that I have in my head. It's a very simple piece because I really want to give anyone who sees this space to just, in your mind, how do you see eternity? How do you see yourself? How do you see your own home, house they're going to live in? How do the streets look like? How does the whole city looks like? It is up to you to put it in there. But right in the center, okay, in there, we know that the global warming is because of the sun, and our protection layer is depleting. And in this new world, there's no sun, there's no moon. And where does the light come from? It comes from the center, where there's a throne, and God is sitting on it. So if you look at this piece, there's a light flare. Right from the middle, it goes out. And this piece also has LED lights, all right? So if you turn on the lights, you will see how it glows, and to be able to just take some time to pause, look into it, and go as far as you can within this piece. But I'm just going to read to you a little portion of the last chapter that I was meditating on when I produced this piece. So it says, "And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding from the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the middle of the street and on either side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each fruit yielding its fruit every month. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations, and there shall be no more curse. But the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. They shall see his face, and his name shall be on their foreheads. There shall be no night there. They need no lamp nor light of the sun, for the Lord God gives them light, and they shall reign forever and ever." Thank you.